Hey everyone, it's Catherine from 85th and Pine, and today I'm going to be making a rubber stamp on my Glowforge. And I'll be using some rubber stamp material for this, some 1/4 inch plywood, and also this Loctite clear silicone sealant. First, I'm going to show you how I created my own stamp through Inkscape. So I got these icons, the books and this camper, online as SVGs. I saved it to my computer and then I uploaded it to Inkscape. So now that I have these, I'm going to place them where I want them. I'm going to put this camper, just overlap it a little bit with the books. And then I'm going to select both of these together and unify it. So I'm going to go to Object and ungroup to make sure they are ungrouped first, then go to Path and Union. Now it's unified into one piece. Now I have my text up here that I already typed in, which I'll show you how to add text in just a second, but I already put this together, so I'm going to just go ahead and put it where I want this, and just slide it over and make it the length of my icon. Now I'm going to add more text, so the way I did that, I'm going to go to the left-hand side, create and edit text objects, and I want to change my font. So I'm going to go up to the text toolbar up here, text and font, and in this case I'm going to use Festive and hit apply. Now I'm going to go up to Path and Object to Path to make it compatible with engraving. And since this is actually cursive, you have to make sure you unify it. So I'm going to select it, go to Object, Ungroup. Now this will ungroup each individual letter. And I'm going to go to Path and Union to unify it. Now it will properly engrave nice and smoothly without the little spaces in between each letter. So now I'm going to go ahead and resize this and place it above my camper right here, and that's where I want it. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to group this together. So I'm going to hit Control G. Now I'm going to make this left piece right here, which is going to be the wood block piece. I'm going to select the rectangle object and create my own rectangle. And I don't want to fill color on this, so I'm going to go to the bottom left right here, select this X, and put that's no fill, but I'm going to outline it with red. So I'm going to go to the red, right click, and set stroke. And this will be my cut color. You can use whatever colors you prefer. Just make sure it's different than your engraved color. So now I'm going to round off my corners. I'm going to use the node tool and select this little circular icon and pull it down. And that's how you round off your corners. Now I'm going to place it over, which I'm going to have to resize it a little bit, so we'll just eyeball it. Okay, so now I'm going to put it centered with my icon. And that's good enough. Okay. So I'm going to copy and paste this first. Control C, Control V is the keyboard shortcut for that. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. But anyway, I'm going to make this inside color pink because that's the color I personally use for engraving. So my machine will read the pink and the red differently. Okay, so now that is ready, I'm going to group this together just to keep it together, Control G. And that's going to be my wood block piece. Now I'm going to go back up here, and first I'm going to copy and paste this red outline one more time and put it to the side. Let me X out of here. Okay, put that to the side. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make the actual rubber stamp piece. So I'm going to make this color, let's make this pink again because I'm going to engrave it. And I'm not going to set a stroke color for that, just a fill color. So that is the fill color. Now I'm going to select my rectangle piece. And for this, I'm just going to actually, let's just make it black so you could kind of see it. And I'm going to select this X right here and right click and set stroke because I don't want a stroke color on that. Okay, so now the important part, make sure you do this or else your stamp will not come out correctly. And I almost forgot to do this. So you're going to mirror this image. So select your image and go up to the top right here and flip selected objects horizontally. So now it's mirrored, so when you go to actually stamp whatever you're going to stamp, it will come out correctly. Now that that is good to go, I'm going to select both of these pieces and finally go up to, let's go to Object and Ungroup, and then go to Path and Exclusion. Okay. Now this is all one piece and it's actually going to engrave all the black area, which I'm going to make pink or whatever color I want. But now it is properly aligned and properly put together so that it will engrave the pink and not the white. So now I'm going to need this piece over here on the right to cut out my stamp because it's going to engrave it, but now I need it to cut it out. So I'm going to use this and drag it right over, and I'm just going to center it, which you can select both of these, go to Object, Align and Distribute, and center on horizontal and vertical axis, and that will give you the perfectly centered piece. Okay, so now you are ready to go, and then you can just save it to your computer and upload it to your Glowforge app. So as you can see, it is pretty ashy right now, and that is actually normal when engraving rubber or even silicone. So just remember that when you're doing this, that it's going to be like this. It's no big deal. We're just gonna wash it with some dish soap and water and maybe a toothbrush. Okay, so after cleaning this rubber part of the stamp, it came out pretty nice, and also cutting the top part that's going to be glued to the rubber piece. I engraved the icon on here as well so you could see what you're going to be using for the stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these together. Some people do use a craft foam piece in between the wood piece and this rubber piece. I'm not going to do that. You don't have to do that, but it is an option if you want some more padding with it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this to the back of my wood piece, and for this case I'm going to be using Loctite clear silicone sealant. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful for you. If you are interested in buying your own Glowforge to make similar things like this, please feel free to use my referral code that's in the description box below on where you can get money off. Plus, I would get credits too, which me and my family truly appreciate. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.